Hey friends, I hope you enjoyed that Christmas tour. I never know how to put together a Christmas tour, if I should just do, my tour with music, or if I should walk you through it and talk you through every little thing that I did. And so here I am doing a little bit of both. So a lot of things this year are very similar to what I did last year, but there are some things that I did different, and lots of DIY projects this year. So I just thought maybe I would talk about my home and kind of the theme that I went with, maybe answer some questions if you have any. But basically, this year I chose to accent with blue again. I've done this in the past. I really love the color blue. It's one of my favorite colors. And since I already have that color sort of incorporated throughout my home, I thought it was just the perfect color to use again this year. So I have a lot of this blue ribbon that I've used in all different areas of my home. It's from Hobby Lobby. It's really pretty. It has this frayed edge, so it kind of has a little bit of an older antique-y sort of feel. And so I use that throughout my home a lot this year, and I always love bringing in fresh cedar. Highly recommend it. It just really adds life to your Christmas decor, and I love hanging it everywhere, from over my chandelier and just tucking it into every little corner. So I guess just starting in the entryway. The entryway, I always like to include the antique snow shovel that my husband got for me, an old pair of ice skates. These are just items that I look out for at antique shops when the holidays are approaching, and I've collected quite a few things over the years, including this set of skis behind me. I think these are the items that really add character, and they just set your home apart. So highly recommend checking out thrift stores, antique shops, if you love that old-fashioned feel for Christmas. One of my favorite items in my entry, though, is the little angel with bells on it that I have tucked inside of the wreath, right inside on our closet door. That was my grandma's, so it's very special to me. Moving into my living room area, I wanted to talk for a bit about the mantle. This is actually 3 different garlands that I layered together. I have 2 separate cedar garlands that I've collected over the years, as well as a eucalyptus garland that I grabbed on clearance at Joann's this fall. They were selling a bunch of eucalyptus garlands, and I got it really cheap. It was like $13. And that same eucalyptus is in the entryway as well. I also have eucalyptus over my archway, which the lights aren't on right now. I just noticed that. But that eucalyptus is from Amazon, and I'll have that linked for you below if you're interested in grabbing some. It just looks so beautiful combined with cedar. The Christmas tree, let me talk about the Christmas tree. This was a huge mistake this year, but it turned out to be a good one. You guys are gonna laugh when you hear what I did. So I really wanted to put the tree right here in front of the window again. I had it in the corner last year, but I really missed being able to see it from my kitchen. I spend a lot of time in my kitchen cooking and washing dishes, and I loved being able to look over and see my tree. And so I decided to put it here again, but it's always so tight when it's right here in front of the window because the tree is rather large. So I decided to not use the base of my tree and instead use the middle section of the tree as my base, and then build on top of that. Well, somehow I ended up mixing up trees by accident, and I have part of my living room tree and then part of my bedroom tree on top. So it really kind of created this very lifelike tree, in my opinion, because it doesn't look so perfect. You know, if you look at real trees out in nature, all of them are different. And anyways, it turned out to be a happy accident, and I really love the way it all looks. I kept the tree pretty simple, used a lot of the same ornaments that I've thrifted over the years, including these beautiful gold stars, one of my absolute favorite thrift finds. And then some of the ornaments for DIY projects. I'll be sharing a lot of those over on Instagram. Just really easy, simple DIYs, like this beautiful blue ornament was a DIY project. I painted this myself. So if you're looking for a specific color and you can't find it, you can make your own. I also DIY'd this bead garland here as well. It was plain silver from Hobby Lobby, and I painted it with some metallic paint and black paint to give it more of a mercury glass feel. So lots of fun this year with my ornaments, and I love the way it all came together. One area that I wanted to share with you is this corner here. This beautiful mirror I got recently at a thrift store for $4, and it has this really pretty brass border. And so I just hung some thrifted cedar garland around it with some little twinkle lights, and the Merry Christmas sign came from Hobby Lobby, and it looks so old-fashioned, and I just love it. So that is the living room. Now moving into the sunroom, I'll talk about that next. I'm still kind of playing with that tree. I'm not quite finished with it yet. I think I'm gonna make some handmade paper ornaments for that one, but I do love the way the shelves came together with the fresh cedar and the brass trumpet. A sweet YouTube subscriber sent that to me, and so that makes me smile whenever I see it, but really kept the sunroom simple. And then moving into the dining room area, again, I hung the cedar, a combination of cedar and eucalyptus, above the archway here. I always love to hang cedar on my chandelier, and then I also tuck it on my dining room shelves, which I think just adds that festive touch. And for the mirror in between my shelves this year, I wanted to keep it very simple and just add a lot of eucalyptus at the top of it with a bow. And then for my little buffet, I have collected these bottle brush trees for many years. I added a few new ones to my collection this year. The brown ones came from Joann Fabrics, and I just think the collection of trees there really makes a statement, and I love the way that little buffet came together. I also decided to move my dining room tree off the kitchen this year, and I found some antique candle holders at an antique store last year. I'm not actually going to light these candles. My husband was a firefighter for many years, and so he recommends not lighting these. I know you can get electric ones. I have some in the sunroom, but they just feel so old-fashioned, and so I put those with candles in them all over the tree, as well as this beautiful star garland that I got at Hobby Lobby this year. And then I took part of a tree that I didn't end up using and put it in my antique shopping basket over in the other corner, so I still had some lights and some magic in that corner. And then moving on into the kitchen, I just love the way my blue stove is looking with all of this blue ribbon for Christmas. It really is so festive. I was so nervous about this blue stove, and I do feel like I'm falling more and more in love with it. I hung some greenery right above it on the beam there. It's fastened very securely, no worries. One of my favorite things in my kitchen is the Santa Claus print that I have above my little peg rack. That was my grandfather's, and I love that the blues in that print just tie in really beautifully to my stove. And I forgot to mention the other print in my dining room was also my grandpa's. I gave the frame a little makeover actually. It used to be sort of a red-orange color, and I painted it with some Rub and Buff. So anyways, I thought I would mention that, as well as this print here. I didn't talk about that. That print is also my grandfather's, so just really thankful that I have all these pieces that are from my grandparents. The kitchen really, other than the greens over by the stove, it's very simple. I like to hang a garland on the very back wall against the stone, just to add some lights back there, and then I fill my basket with some brown paper packages tied up with string. And then I always make a homemade, what is the word I'm looking for? You guys, my mind just went blank. A bunch, when you gather a bunch of stems together, you create a, you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, so I use a mixture of real cedar and faux and just tie it all up and hang it right there on the window above the sink. And yeah, so that is my Christmas tour. Of course, I have Christmas sprinkled everywhere, all over my house, my bathroom and my bedroom and the laundry room even, but these are the main areas I wanted to focus on. So I hope you enjoyed this tour today. I hope it gets you in the Christmas spirit. And if you're not decorated for Christmas yet, I hope it inspires you. And maybe I give you some ideas. Anyways, I can't wait to share more Christmas inspired content with you guys. And I just so appreciate you watching. Thank you so much for stopping by today, friends.